Hey you guys, so it's Britt from Evolve, and today I wanted to share a video that is inspired by the huge influx of emails, comments, Instagram posts, PMs that people have been sending my way over the last month or two, all kind of surrounding, or a lot of them surrounding this kind of basic notion and topic, especially people that are dealing with COVID or have symptoms right now or have health conditions during this kind of crazy time. If you guys want my thoughts on COVID, I have all of my videos in the weekly drop in the Evolve tribe where I literally talk about what's going on, like actually going on with the agenda and everything else that I feel is going on with COVID, why people are getting sick, why it's not a virus, all kinds of stuff like that. So if you guys want more info on my thoughts on those more controversial issues, do check out the Evolve tribe. I'll put the link down below. But today I wanted to talk about why invasive procedures and meds and surgeries and all kinds of weird allopathic things are not the actual cure for disease. I talk about this a lot in my videos in the tribe. I kind of reiterate this like going natural, mindset and why it's important to heal your body in a way that's actually aligned with the way that your body works and functions. So, but I mean, I follow a lot of forums, especially like IC forums from, back when I was more involved with them. And I see a lot of posts, like when I'm scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, I see people that are really struggling, that are getting organs removed, or that are going for invasive treatments and therapies, or that have been like 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, 17 years, like crazy things on these like super toxic medications and that aren't getting better. And just every single time I see it, every time I hear someone's getting an organ carved out or that they've tried everything and nothing's working and they're totally disheartened, I honestly feel really sick inside, because I know all too well from myself and from literally watching thousands of people heal themselves of disease, throughout my career, and hearing even more messages, even tens of thousands of people that I haven't personally worked with, but that have actually written me, that just the content in my videos or other health practitioners' content or other people who've healed themselves naturally sharing their experiences has resulted in them being completely free of disease. And I just know how amazing the human body is. So I wanted to take the time in this video to express what it is that actually heals the human body, and the fact that 95% of it is free, like basically only food isn't. And if you grow your own food, it technically is, but I'm going to go through the different things that you can do and that you will need to do if you're looking to heal your disease. So if you're a person who's stuck with COVID and it just isn't going away, or you have symptoms of weak immunity right now in our crazy 5G world where we're being dosed left, right, and center with stuff, or you just have chronic disease and you're many years on a healing journey and you haven't fully gotten there yet, or you feel like you're kind of spinning your wheels, hopefully this will kind of nail down all of the different aspects of healing so that you can understand maybe which ones are missing out of your journey. So I'm not going to go into like a hardcore specific diet you need to eat or anything like that. I'm just going to address exactly the parts of a healing regime that most people overlook, or that people maybe aren't focusing on, that could actually make the world of difference and why they make a difference. Before we jump into that, I wanted to say very clearly that it's not, and this, I don't really like to say this because it's very forward, right? And I mean, there's a lot of controversial and everybody has different opinions about this, but I'm just going to say it. It's my truth, and I believe it's the universal truth, so I'm just going to speak it. Allopathic medicine doesn't have a cure to anything. And that is part of the reason why my channel got shut down and why so many other people are being censored that are sharing truth. The reality is there's not a medication alive, not a single one that is going to cure your body. There is not even a food alive that will cure your body. There's definitely not an organ removal surgery that will ever cure your body. There is no like substance a doctor can inject, insert, put into your body, whether that be stents or bladder installations or vaccinations or anything else. There's nothing that a human being from a laboratory or from a big company is going to place into your body that is going to make your body heal itself. It's just not factually accurate. It's impossible. In fact, most of those things actually contribute to more long-term and poor health. If you have your thyroid nuked, you aren't going to have a working thyroid anymore. If you have your gallbladder removed, you will always struggle with fat metabolism issues, and you will have to alter your diet long-term. Like there will be restrictions on your life, or you'll need to take ox bile, or you'll need to have the strongest liver all the time at every moment in your life. I mean, it's just, there's no point. I had had my appendix removed when I was too young to make the decision for myself. And it's been a chronic struggle for most of my life since, until I learned how the human body heals itself. So I wanted to share with you guys this super empowering video about why you don't need to hack up your body. You don't need to poison your liver, your kidneys, and your lymphatic system with chemical, man-made, poisonous, noxious compounds that only suppress your symptoms and will never contribute to actual good health. And all you need to do is follow the God-given, universe-given, nature-given, natural healing ability of your body. You just need to do a few things, most of which are free, easy, and accessible to all, at least in most parts of the year, most times of the year. And these things will help contribute so much powerful healing to your body that by the end of this video, you're actually going to be shocked at how truly simple it is. The first thing you need to do to heal your body is leave your organs intact. Get off toxic medications if you can with the help of your doctor or practitioner. I don't want people just stopping meds cold turkey. I don't know much about pharmacology in terms of how people's bodies react with it or the weaning off process. I'm completely into holistics. But I do know that you're going to need to work with your medical practitioner in order to wean off your meds safely. But my suggestion to anybody looking to actually achieve health is to get as far away from man-made things as possible. That could be meds, it could be artificial hormones, it could be invasive objects, just anything that a human being is doing that a man invented that doesn't come from nature is going to be exactly what you want to avoid if you're looking to achieve good health. Now, when you go on the natural healing route, if you've been on immune suppressing, inflammation suppressing, chemically altering substances that are noxiously poisonous, like all medications, you're going to have a rebound effect. So it's normal that you're not going to feel the best. You know, if you wean safely, you'll be safe, but you're not going to feel very good. If you've been taking anti-inflammatories for 20 years and your immune system has been impaired and not creating inflammation because it's being poisoned, then you're going to have your immune system kind of flaring up, trying to deal with the chaos that's been left in your body and the heavy metals and all that from the meds. So I'm not saying it'll be the smoothest process. What I'm saying though is that a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 6 months from now, or 3 months from now, or however long it takes your body to heal, you're going to be so glad that you did it. So this is what you need to do now to actually heal your body. You need to stop drinking toxic water and start drinking water that is actually viable for your cells, healthy, healing, and can help flush toxins out. My personal opinion on the best water to drink in an ideal, optimal world would be natural spring water, but in our chemtrail laden, nanotech, chemically poisoned, like cesspool of a current environment, that's not optimal anymore. You could take that water and then distill it, but something needs to be done to any natural water sources right now to protect you. Maybe an underground well would be a little bit better, but even then, the earth kind of absorbs a lot of that stuff. So distilled water is the best way to purify your water today to remove most of the toxic poisonous chemicals. You want to then remineralize your water with things like salts, with things like fruit peels, vegetable peels, small amounts of vegetable juices. You can add minerals, things like potassium chloride if you want, or small tiny bit of Epsom salts to add some magnesium back in. I have a super huge hydration chapter in my 30 Days to Conquer Your Health course, and all of that is in the Wevolve Tribe, so you can check that out if you really want to know a lot more about water. But you want to drink and how much to drink and all that. But you want to stop poisoning yourself with bottled water, with bisphenol A from companies that have, probably not the best intentions when they're coming to putting water in there. So you want to be able to source your own water naturally, and distilling is the best way to do that. I actually share my favorite water distiller for super inexpensive. It's like a couple $100 versus like 2,000, and it works amazingly well, and it's perfect for traveling. And I will, that's all in the Wevolve Tribe, so you guys can check that out as well, if you're interested in that. The next thing that you want to do is you want to ground. If you guys haven't seen the movie Earthing yet, I highly recommend that you do it. I'm pretty sure it's free either on Amazon Prime or on Netflix. And it basically shows with actual science, like with scans of the human body and using electrodes to actually test the magnetic frequency and fields of the body when you are versus when you aren't grounding. And they basically shed light on the fact that grounding itself removes virtually all inflammation from the body. So if you're dealing with chronic inflammation and you never ground, you're going to want to go barefoot or bare body as much as you can on sand, soil, grass, land, not asphalt. Concrete is like kind of okay if that's all you have, but really it's not as good as if you just go on ground itself. But you definitely want to avoid synthetic materials. Don't use rubber shoes. Like go natural, bare skin against planet Earth. And that will infuse your body with a ton of electrons, basically beautifully healthy negative ion kind of energy that will flush out EMFs, radioactive poisons, help to decrease heavy metals, help to create a life force and energy and electricity in your body so your cells can communicate optimally. It is free. It is super easy to do. You will literally feel amazing once you start doing this. Anybody dealing with radioactive poisoning or a lot of heavy metal toxicity are going to feel amazing if they take sun and they ground. Maybe not immediately as you're detoxing, but within a couple of days, you'll start to see miraculous things happen in your body. The goal is to ground for a minimum of 2 hours a day. For those of you guys that are living in cold winter climates, like I do a lot of the year, then I recommend looking maybe into grounding equipment. I'm doing research right now about like amazing grounding equipment that actually works. And so I'm just kind of like testing out different things and doing that research now. And I will be sharing that for free here once I have that information. And these are things you can use that work really well to kind of ground you already in your home. So that's an option, but grounding ideally outside is the best thing that you can do. The next thing that you want to do is you want to fix and heal your microbiome. So your entire body, your health, your immune system, your ability to break down foods, your ability to manufacture nutrients yourself like B12 and a lot of others, your ability to create anti-inflammatory compounds in the gut that help soothe and regenerate your gut lining, your ability to like fight parasites, fight infections, fight viruses, fight whatever it is that you're afraid of that can come out there into your body. Your ability to get over infection in the body is all going to come from having enough and huge diversity of beneficial bacteria in your body. Reculturing your body, which is the #1 thing that I preach like almost in every video. And I wrote an entire book about it, Fully Fermented, which is free for Weave All Tribe members in the resource vault. And you guys can check it out. I'll put the link down below for you as well. Or you can just check out the Weave All Tribe and get it there. But literally, you need to put fermented food back in your body, or probiotics, or eat vegetables that you grow yourself, or eat more raw fruits and vegetables. There's so many ways you can do it. If you have histamine intolerance, I have videos on that and how to circumvent in the tribe. And, you know, but the idea is to start changing your microbiome and getting your body to be re-infused with good quality beneficial bacteria that can help your immune system to conquer current infections and defend you properly against the world and incoming food and everything else as well. I did put some notes here because it's a bit of a long list, but the next thing that you want to do is focus on good quality sleep. I share a lot of videos in the tribe. Again, I feel like I'm so redundant with that, but since my videos are no longer on YouTube, I kind of have to reference where they are. But I have a lot of videos, an entire section on sleep and how to optimize sleep in the 30 Days to Conquer Your Health course, and in multiple videos there. But in short, you want to be going to bed and asleep by at the latest 9 or 10 p.m. Like seriously, if you could be asleep by 9 p.m., that's even better. Every hour before midnight is incredibly healing. And if you're in a deep REM sleep, which is about an hour to 2 hours into when you fall asleep, by 10 p.m., you're going to get the most healing. The next thing that you want to do is shut off your electrical breakers if you're in a 5G area. And if you're not sure if you're in a 5G area, you probably are in a 5G area since it literally exists everywhere now. Everybody's in the grid, unless you're literally living in the middle of the bush by yourself or in like a really, really far village where most people don't even have electricity, then you're likely dealing with it. So shut off your entire house breakers at 7 p.m., open all the windows, let there be a cross breeze to get any remaining frequency out. And I have a lot of videos where I talk about how 5G is actually an electrical poison. It's an electricity nuke, and it's not actually frequencies coming necessarily just from satellites. It comes in through our electrical system. So you want to shut that off. That will help with your sleep so much. Grounding during the day or at night, especially before bed, will help so much with better quality sleep also. You want to keep your Wi-Fi, if you're not going to shut off your breakers, you want to unplug every device in your room hours before you go to sleep. And if you want to make sure that your head is not near like a smart meter on the other side of the house, you want to make sure that your head is not near electrical plugs that could be pulsing frequency in. And there are meters that you can actually buy for this. So like if you're not sure and you're leaving your breakers on, you can move your bed to the middle of the room where there's like nothing around. And that way your head is very far from any device or anything that's plugged in that could be pulsing frequency near your head and messing with your healing brain waves. Sleeping outside is absolutely amazing, though depending where you live might not always be the safest in terms of insects and that kind of thing, but it can be really, really healing as well. I mean, sleeping outside on the grass where you'd be grounding all night would be the most healing. But you want to not eat for 2 or 3 hours before you sleep. You can take magnesium bisglycinate if you have any sleep troubles at all, and you want to get off any and all sleeping meds or any medications that you take anywhere near sleep time. You want to stop drinking alcohol if you do drink it after noon, and you do not want to drink coffee anymore. I have a whole video on that. Ideally, I know people hate me for that. I'm sorry, I love coffee too. But if you are going to have coffee, 1 cup in the morning, nothing after noon as well. So that's for sleeping. The next thing you want to do is meditation or a silent practice. Again, another free thing that you can do. I am not a very good meditator. Not going to lie and tell you guys that like I'm amazing and you should do it too. But when I do meditate, when I take just 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever I have to just close my eyes, breathe. I try to do this when I'm grounding. I find it easier to do it if I'm taking sun or something else. Than finding time in a busy day. But if you can do that, if you can connect to yourself and to your body and just close your eyes and tune into your like receive energy versus giving. So no talking, no reading, no studying, no doing. You want to actually receive energy by being quiet and peaceful and listening to your thoughts and your feelings and your intuition and checking in with yourself, scanning your body, asking yourself what you want to do. This is something you can do so many times in the day for even 30 seconds at a time, like before you go to make lunch. Check in with yourself for a minute, 30 seconds, close your eyes, ask your body what it really wants to eat. Be intuitive. Get in touch with yourself versus all of the stimulation that so easily pulls us away from ourselves in the world and in the environment. So I'm a person that does that. I practice checking in with myself multiple times a day, and that has been by far the most healing way to meditate for me. You can also do yoga and meditate afterwards. You can do guided meditations. There are so many free ones on YouTube, like 5-minute ones, 10-minute ones, specific condition ones. Like it's just amazing. You can find exactly something that you love and that's super relaxing for you. I know my mom's really big into listening to guided meditations these days, and that has been a game changer for her, whereas she normally struggles to meditate. So maybe that can be a useful tool for you guys as well. But even 30 seconds to a minute a day of meditation, just once a day, can be a game changer. You don't have to start huge. Work your way up slowly. Technically, it's like a conscious practice. You could call it a conscious practice as much as you would call it a meditation. The next thing is exercising and moving your body. And I know these are sort of basic things, but you guys don't realize how, well, you probably do, some of you do, but a lot of people are looking at expensive supplements and expensive medications and all these crazy therapies and treatments and spending hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on practitioners, when if they actually implemented these free things and did like 6 out of the 10 of them or whatever it is, or 5 out of the 6 of them, I don't know exactly how many there are, I didn't count. But if you guys do that, you won't need to spend money on all the things. Like your diet won't have to be perfect because you'll be employing or deploying, I don't know the right term for that, but healing modalities kind of all day long, right? Like you'll be healing your body in so many different ways that your food will become way less critical and way less important. Most of these things are actually more important than food anyways. So, I mean, eating a natural diet, but versus like if being on a super strict diet or never eating things you want, like that's not necessary for healing. What is necessary for healing is sleeping enough, getting exercise, grounding, sunshine, meditation, that kind of stuff. So exercise. You don't have to run crazy, but you want to walk. You want to stand more, sit less, walk more. That won't necessarily be good for everybody. There are people in wheelchairs, there are people with MS, there are people who can't walk, people with fibromyalgia. I understand this, but do the best you can. If you're in a wheelchair, maybe try to move your arms. If you can't do that, maybe just like practice smiling, anything to get your lymph moving. Do what type of movement you're able to do in your body and that works and feels good for you. Contrary to what people think, you don't need to do HIIT training and crazy weights to move your body. You can do that and it's wonderful. But for those that are dealing with disease, sometimes just a really slow, gentle stroll outside can actually be what makes the biggest difference. Just moving slowly, like, I mean, whatever, it's a little cheesy to do it on camera, but just like moving your body, like in really just relaxing ways, things like Qigong or Tai Chi or slow, like Yin Yoga. Anything that puts you back inside your body and reconnects you to your body and how it feels and how you're feeling, that's going to be really healing and really soothing for you. So relaxation exercises are going to be a lot more healing. Rebounding is good, but again, you want to do it slowly than really hardcore ones if you're trying to heal disease. Sunshine. I kind of touched base on it when I chatted before. Sunshine is super important. You want 15 to 30, depending on how dark you are. You can take more sun if you're darker and less sun if you're pale. And you want to do like half of the amount of time you're in there, front, half of it back, as much skin exposure as possible, and 0 sunscreen, not even organic sunscreen. That could mean that you can only tolerate 3 minutes each side. It could mean that you can tolerate 25 minutes each side. Listen to your body and do what feels best. When you feel too hot and you don't feel good anymore, or your skin feels like it's getting really hot, or you're not having that euphoric feeling, you've had too much sun. As long as you feel euphoric, you're never going to burn. So, but that only applies if you're not wearing sunscreen, because your natural hormones will be damaged if you're using sunscreen. So natural skin, the sun never killed anybody. It's all a hoax. The next thing is deep breathing. It's something you can do when you're moving. It's something you can do when you're trying to sleep. It's something you can do when you're meditating or checking in with yourself. Just taking 10 slow, deep breaths 1 time a day in a year can increase oxygenation in the body by more than you could possibly imagine, and create so much healing, help to open up your lungs, help to stretch your lungs, help to open up your diaphragm, help with digestion and peristalsis, help with lymph movement. It's unbelievable how much 10 breaths a day of conscious breathing can change your life. I have a whole section where I talk about that in the 30 days course, or you guys can look up deep breathing techniques if you're not exactly sure how to go about doing that. I also have videos in the tribe, video categories where I talk about that as well. So be sure to do and take advantage of the amazing healing power of deep breathing. And basically the last 2 things I wanted to chat about are, one of them, it kind of ties into exercise, but sweating more. If you are a person who's toxic, if you're dealing with MS, Lyme disease, any kind of gut dysbiosis, any condition where your lymph is really messed up, like edema and, all kinds of things that are related to just a really congested lymph system and a sluggish body that doesn't eliminate or detox well. Sweating, however way you can do that. Some people, they sweat out in the sun. Other people, they sweat when they exercise. Some people, like me, really love steam baths. Some people like detox baths, or being in a really hot tub, or going to spas or whatever. I know this right now with the world, going to a spa might be tougher, but that shouldn't be for too much longer anyway. So good things are coming, guys. Finally, for a long time, we've needed that. But sweating is really, really important. You don't have to sweat buckets every single day, and you want to hydrate and watch your electrolytes, when you are doing heavy sweat sessions. But sweating every day will help to basically decrease the burden on your liver and your kidneys and get toxins out through the skin. People with eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, acne, sweating is going to be incredible for helping to purge the lymph directly below the skin, which is causing your skin outbreak as well. So that can be a really, really great option. The good benefit of, there's also saunas. The good thing about steam versus sauna is it happens to be amazing for COVID cases or people that are dealing with that mycoplasma infection, because it basically hydrates the lung tissue. And like a dry cough is kind of one of the main symptoms that people are often dealing with when they have a mycoplasma infection. It's like a dehydrated lung tissue that's like scarred. So breathing in an essential oil steam can be just amazing for getting rid of this infection really quickly. So for those of you dealing with that, that can be also an extra tool. And the final thing is eating a diet that is very electron donating. What that means is a diet of predominantly raw foods, especially vegetables. Everybody's obsessed with fruit. It's delicious. We love it. It's hybridized to have 20 times more sugar than it should, and it tastes like candy. Everybody in the world loves fruit. I mean, most people in the world love fruit. And it's very easy, if you want to do more raw foods, to just gorge on fruit because it's so delicious. But the real benefit in eating a raw food diet is actually to eat mainly vegetables. I know it's not fun when you're juicing, juice greens, juice vegetables, juice weeds, juice herbs. Green powders are more beneficial than fruit for detox. I don't care who tells differently. You alkalize without feeding pathogenic microbes when you use greens versus when you eat fruits. Now, I have videos about oxalic acid, about phytic acid, about histamines, about all the reasons people are attacking greens and herbs and weeds. And I talk about how those things are actually behaving as antioxidants in the body when you have a good microbiome. For more info on that, if you're still scared of oxalic acid, I talk about how to reculture your gut so you don't have to fear some of the most healing foods on the planet. But don't be afraid. If you're looking to do more raw foods, Do green juices. It'll be easier if you have a bad gut versus eating greens, or blend your greens, or you can even steam your greens, but very lightly. But you really want to focus on more greens, things like cucumber and celery juices with greens versus more fruit smoothies or fruit salads or fruit in general. That doesn't mean you can't eat fruit. Fruit are incredibly healing. Fruits are amazing, especially if you grow them yourself or you know where you're getting them and if they're organic. But fruit should make up maximum 25% of anybody's high raw diet, and it shouldn't make up 100%. You also don't have to be a raw vegan or a raw foodist. You can totally eat animal products or be omnivorous and still heal from disease. But you want to include, while you're detoxing and healing, more electron-rich foods and cooked foods. Their electrons are usually released in the cooking process, and so they're not released into your body. You want to receive the benefit of that, and raw food is the most powerful way to receive the benefit of that, even if it just makes up a small subset of your diet. Just making that conscious choice can make a world of difference for your overall vital energy and life force. So I really hope that this helps you guys. There's probably so many other things I could talk about, like emotional health and getting rid of toxic relationships and, you know, all the kind of stuff that I talked about before on this channel and that I talk about regularly in the Wevolve tribe as well. But these are the main things that you really want to focus on, and you actually want to do them. A lot of people know that you can meditate, and they know that you should drink enough water, and they know they should go to bed earlier, but they don't do any of those things. And they obsessively focus over and over and over again about whether or not they should eat quinoa, or whether or not celery juice is actually good, or whether or not, like, you know, this particular food is good for IBS. And they're not actually focusing on implementing these strategies and techniques that, if you actually do them all together, or even just do 50% of them, but all together for like an entire year straight, the amount of healing that occurs in the body is so much more powerful than if you find the perfect diet and only do that. So I wanted to share how much power you really have at home right now, potentially in a quarantine, in a crazy pandemic or false pandemic, in a crazy world. And I just wanted to let you know that there's so many things. Like, if you are struggling, you're a small business owner, or you lost your job, or you're not doing well during COVID, like a lot of people, like, guys, I'm feeling it too. You know, if you're struggling right now, then there's so many things you can do that aren't, you know, $200 supplement packages, and aren't going out and buying like 50 pounds of organic produce and juicing like 3 liters and 4 liters a day. There's a lot you can do that's free that is just as powerful as those things, if not more so. So take advantage of your body's God-given natural healing ability. I love you guys so, so, so much. I thought this was a really important message to share. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more content and information, I share a new video every single week in the tribe. I have, like, at this point, 60 or more videos that were never posted on YouTube that I've been kind of sharing regularly and posting every week for the majority of this year. I put new content and new ebooks and new things up all the time. I do monthly Q&As. It's just really amazing. If you guys still want to keep tabs on what I'm up to and what I'm doing, or if you're interested in supporting me and the work and research that I'm doing, then check out the Wevolve tribe. You guys can also check out the online shop, which basically has like all of my new healing programs and packages, ebooks, all the content that I put out, and that kind of stuff too. So, and I do update that regularly as well. So I love you guys so, so, so much. Stay positive. I hope that you're all safe and happy. I'm wishing everybody, you know, the best blessings, like infinite blessings and joy and health and happiness in 2021 and beyond. I feel completely blessed to be sharing a world with you guys right now, with so many exciting things happening behind the scenes. I know it doesn't seem exciting, but things will come out and it'll all make sense soon. And I just want you guys to know that a beautiful world is coming. The good will win. Everything is going to be okay. And I'm super, super excited to ring in this new beautiful era with you guys. So talk to you soon.